Back for our second video of collecting Jefferson nickels. Got these from the local bank here in Tucson. And in our previous video, about 17 minutes, we went through some rolls one at a time and found a few interesting items. We're here today, it's a Saturday afternoon. My son plays baseball at a college and I'm watching that on the internet off to the side here. And I'm collecting coins and I'm doing it in a way that there's absolutely no risk, because if you don't like your coins, go spend them. You haven't lost a thing. These cost 5 cents a piece. They're worth 5 cents a piece unless you find something special. And it's a great way to collect coins and start putting stuff away. So let's get back into it. What we did the first time was we collected these coins here, and these are pulled one at a time, or out of rolls one at a time. So now I've opened up 10 rolls. So we have 400 coins here in this pile that we're gonna go through. It's a quicker way to go through it. Either way could be as much fun as you want it to be or not. So it's up to you, whatever your preference is. But by doing this, I've noticed a few things right away. Got a penny in one of them, so I'm down 4 cents. However, in the previous video, we found a 1982 nickel that's probably worth 75 cents, so I'm okay with that. So we'll just put that off to the side there. So 2012 D has no value. So of these coins, one thing you want to make sure is you don't scratch up and damage a lot of coins when you're going through them, but these have been through hoppers and machines and vending and all that up to this point. I see an older coin here. It's scratched up. I'm going to pull it out. It's 64, so yay, we don't care. We hate 64s. We don't hate 64s. They just have no value, and they're a pain because they're in every roll because they just made way too many of them. Here's a 1972 Denver. I'm going to set that aside. Not bad. Start picking through these a little bit, see if we can find something. 19s. Different dates, 06s, all damaged. Just kind of flipping through them, seeing what's going on with each coin. Sometimes you find a date you like, but it's damaged. Sometimes it's a coin you don't really care about, but it's in such great shape you gotta collect it. 76, but it's damaged. It's really darks. All kinds of things can make them go dark. Takes away collector value unless it's a really rare date and you just have to fill a space in your collector book or however you do it. Here's a 73, but there's a lot of gashes in it. We're not going to save that one. Some 80s, pretty well circulated. 82, so here's an 82. It's not in the greatest condition, but it's a 1982, so we're going to keep it. Someday my kids will thank me. Digging through. Here's a 1946. And looks like an S Mint mark on the back. So 1946 San Francisco. It's got some crud on it, and we said in the previous video, a lot of times crud destroys a coin. Now this might be some kind of it could be bubble gum that's turned black, could be tar, could be grease, could be anything. Much like this one, as I'm sitting here looking, it's got some nastiness on it here. It's a date I don't care about, so it just goes in the box over here. But for this 46, I'm gonna use my thumb and gently try to pop that off. So it did come off a little bit. So it's some kind of grease or gum or something. So that's not going to damage the coin at all. So in that, I'm not scratching it because I'm not using metal. I just use the thing. Fingernail. If I wanted to, I might be able to put a little water on there if I had to, but this one came off nicely. So this is a real nice coin. 1946S, first year after World War II. They made a lot of the Philadelphias, a lot of the Denvers, and not as many of the San Francisco versions of this coin. So if you got a few moments, look it up online. What's a 1946S Jefferson nickel in extra fine condition worth? I'm gonna guess it probably books for about 50 cents, maybe more, but it's definitely a good find out of this group of coins. 64s and 19s. Just because a coin's old doesn't mean it's worth a lot of money, but it's a good way to start. Here's an 83. I'd normally collect that, but it's got a nice rim ding. Coins can get damaged in many ways once they're damaged, especially where they've made millions and millions of them. A damaged one really is going to take a long time to have any value. Even nowadays, you can find an old penny from the 1800s. It's pretty exciting, but then if you see a big scratch or something in it, you're like, eh. 07s, 06s, a lot of the modern nickels. There used to be a point where there'd be like 10% of the new nickels and the rest be the old nickels and other stuff, some foreign coins. Now it's about a 50-50 split. It's starting to go the other way. Oh, here we go. There's an 09. Pretty exciting. It's our second one. First time for this video. No major damage on it. I'm going to set that aside. A roll of 09. That's from Denver. If you put a roll of circulated 09 Denvers together, it's a $2 face value roll. You can probably get $10, $15 on eBay for it. or one of the other collection sites. Oop, here's another one. This is a 54, and it's a Denver. So it's pretty well beat up. I mean, it's well circulated. There's no damage to it though. So for a set, it's a nice coin as a filler until you find a better condition one. Here's another one. This is a 48 Denver. So it's a, good coin. It's got a little bit of gunk on it, but I'm still going to save it because it's from 1948 from Denver. It's got a mint mark on it, and I'll need it for my collection. So we're doing good. Oh, another 09. Okay. These are some good rolls. So I'm going to go back to this bank again and again and again until I run out of nickels. 64. Pretty excited about these rolls now. So this is fun. This is for me. Hopefully you like it as well, and you can start a hobby. And again, if you get bored of it, just go spend them at the store or put them back in the bank. We got here's 82D. It's got some junk on it. Not sure it's going to have any value, so I'm going to let that one go. Someone else can have that one. 58 Denver. Keep that because it's really old. Just stuff and things. What year is that? That's a 73. Another one. We had one earlier that was all scratched up. That's not in the best condition, but we need one, so we'll put it off to the side. Hopefully we get a better one later. Continue to fill the box over here with the rejects. Those will go back into rolls later. I'll show you in another video how to roll them quickly. Different years, different dates. I've collected coins since 1976. It's a few years. One of my first jobs was working in a coin shop, and it was fantastic. I learned a lot. I learned a lot of what to do and what not to do. Went to a lot of coin club meetings. Had some good mentors show me what to do. Had other people take advantage of me, even as a kid. My grandma sent me some coins for Christmas one year, and in it was a real nice shape 1888 San Francisco Morgan dollar. Lower mintage, better date. Took it to a coin club meeting to show it off. There's a nice 1993 in good shape. And one of the gentlemen there bought it from me. Didn't tell me what it was worth. Probably my fault for not looking it up, but there was no internet back then. Just kind of went with some trust factor there. And when I found out what it was worth later on, I was very upset. Real nice condition, 88 Denver. To the point of upsetness that one year, my grandma was getting older, and I didn't want her to know that I'd sold the gift that she'd given me, so I actually went out and bought one, a certified one. I paid over $300 for it, and I had it till after she passed away, and then I eventually sold it. But I just wanted to make sure I had one because she was nice enough to give me the coins that she collected as a child. 1939. It's a very common year, but still collectible. There's a variety where there's some double, called double die on the back, where there's double images on some of the wording. So it's definitely worth setting aside. It's pretty old as well. This one is a 53 Denver. Kind of a common date, but it's pretty old, and you gotta have one to make the set. So these 10 rolls that I picked were fantastic, and I took them from different areas of the box. I don't know if that matters at all, but that's just what I did on this one. A lot of 19s and 18s. The newer the coins, the more common they are in the rolls. All right, 1969. So 69 is one of the 3 years that had the S mint mark after the 50s, and this on the front versus on the back. And so I don't know if they're super rare or super valuable, but I'm going to save them all just because. Some people only collect S mint marks. That's just what they do. And as years go by, they get harder and harder to find. 94, it's a good year. The 90s had some economic issues in the country, so good coins to hold on to. Here's a 71 Denver. And that's not really good shape, so we're not going to keep that one. Otherwise, I'd keep it normally. Most 70, 71, 72 anymore. I keep those. Here's an 86. 86, that's good shape. We'll hold on to that one. That's from Denver. And again, I'm collecting these not because I need Denver coins, but someone on the East Coast is going to need them, and they'll probably pay me a premium on eBay. So this one is all beat up. This one, I don't know if you can see the condition. It's beat really bad. This one's been driven over. It's been stepped on. It's been hammered, scratched. They're in the rolls. Just hope they don't scratch the good coins. 92, good year. I don't know why, but I like the 90s. Here's a 63 from Philadelphia, so there's no mint mark on the back. Similar mintage to the '09 coins, so I'm saving those now. Still 63D I wouldn't keep unless they're in good shape. So here's a hard to read, so if it takes a few moments to read it, probably don't want to collect it. Unless it's a super valuable one. So '08, but it's dark. Going through a little bit faster this way, in my opinion. Here's a real nice reverse, and on the obverse, it's a 91D. So again, the 90s, early 90s. Philadelphia's, depending on the years. Here's a 1980, 64 again. I hear 64 a lot. They're just everywhere. Nobody really set them aside because they're just everywhere. Uncirculated rolls sell for a little bit of a premium. Here's an 83 Denver. 79 Denver. This is a hard coin. This might have value, I don't know, but back in the day I actually got a brand new bag when they had canvas bags at a bank of 79 Denver nickels. And I thought I was rich because I found this super valuable bag of nickels at the bank, and I took it to the coin dealer and he told me that those were the coins from last year because it was in 1980 and they had no value. And so over the years I got rid of all my rolls and I spent them. And now they have a little bit of a premium on them, and I wish I would have kept them, much like everything else I wish I would have kept. 76. Philadelphia's a good one. For a while in some of the publications, there were companies buying all the 1976 nickels and paying 7 cents or 9 cents or 15 cents, depending. So I just keep those aside in case they ever start doing that again. They might still do it. Here's another 76 Philadelphia. 69S. 19s. It's a good assortment so far. Scratched up. 18s. So I got the baseball game on in the background. I got the coins in front of me. Got the hand sanitizer. I don't know if you saw the end of the other video, but my hands are pretty dark. Here's a 62 from Philadelphia. Another one. Similar mintages to the 2009, so I'm saving all those now. Never used to. My rule used to be 1960 and before. And I've had that rule for 40 years or 50 years, whatever it is, 40 plus years. Never moved it, but now I'm starting to add more to it. Pick a date that matters to you. Here's 97D. Kids' birth dates, something significant in your life. Anything that makes you happy when you collect. There's no wrong way to do this. The wrong way would be go out and spend $10 a roll for a bunch of nickels that have 5-cent value. Here's a 59D. It's got a bunch of crud on the back. Pretty common, so I'm going to throw that one back. It's like fishing. 98 Philadelphia. The elusive 98 Philadelphia. I bet they're really common on the East Coast, but out here in the West, difficult finding those. 19s. Here's a 85 beat up. When I was in Texas for a while, depending on what side of the state I get the coins from, would have either the Philadelphia mostly or the Denver mostly coins. And if I was short of one or the other, I would actually drive to that side of the state banks to get what I needed and just buy a bunch of rolls. At one point, I had over 5,000, was it 5,000 nickels? 50,000 nickels. I had $5,000, 4,000, yeah, so it'd be 50,000 nickels for $2,500 that I'd collected up, and I was cashing them in for a trip to Las Vegas, and I had to go several trips with the big blue buckets from Lowe's and from Home Depot, the orange buckets, to a bank that had a coin machine. You'd still just go in there, dump it, make a deposit. There's no premium on it like using Coinstar. Eventually I broke the machine apparently, and they asked me to drive all the way to Houston to cash in the rest of them. So eventually I got them all cashed in and had a great trip to Vegas. Actually won a jackpot playing Keno and bought a Jeep for my daughter. The car dealership across from the Orleans Hotel had this Jeep displayed for $5,000. Walked over, paid cash for it, all from collecting nickels. Okay, sorry, it's a bit of a stretch, but I wouldn't have been there had I not had all those nickels. So of our 400 coins, we're down to the end here. And there's an 83 Philadelphia. I would keep that, except that one's all scratched up. If I'm short of them, sometimes I'll keep them anyway, even if they are scratched up. But in this case, I'm not going to. And couple of other coins, nothing special there with those. So that's the end of those 400 coins. Grab them all, throw them into the box there. You see the gunk on the fingers. This is all the dirt and debris and stuff that are on the coins, so definitely don't want to touch your face or put them in your mouth. These are coins, keep in mind, that have been in drawers, jars, purses, pockets, on the ground, in the cup holder in your car where they've spilled some food and some soda and it's kind of got stuck there. Then one day you need an extra nickel so you could buy something at the McDonald's or something, and you pulled it out and you put it back into circulation, sitting in bags and vaults, just nasty, nasty stuff. Who knows what that is, but again, that's why I keep around me the Clorox wipes. It's just good to use at the end for me. I don't know if the Clorox works on your skin, but it does for me. And then I'll use Dawn dishwashing liquid, which really gets it off. Bubbles up real nice, takes care of the oils, and then use your hands fresh after that. If you do enough coins, you'll wear off your fingertips. It'll start to get a little bit numb, and you probably have to build up calluses like anything, playing baseball, golf, any of those kinds of things. But coin collecting is fantastic. It's been great for me since 1976. Just wanted to share some of this with you. We'll have another video here in a bit. We'll do the rest of the coins, and then we'll talk about re-rolling them, putting them back in the bank, stacking by dates, putting sets together. There's just no limit to what you can do as long as you find joy in it. If this is a pain, don't do it. You're not gonna get rich doing it. You might make a few bucks here and there, and 40 years from now, someone will be happy that you did it. So we'll see you next time.